Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Different classes and subcultures are different worlds for relationships. And well, I could have put dating, sex, and relationships in there, but that's the whole thing. See, one of the things that's not talked about enough are the different classes. Even when it's pointed out to them. Shout out Master Teacher BGS who introduced the octane model. There are guys, and I've seen some people when he's talked about the octane model on his channel that still don't get the class aspect. Like I've seen several times when he'll point out a woman as a 92 octane, you'll get some guys arguing with him, the creator of that system. Oh, they're not a 92 octane, they don't look that good. When he said several times, only time the woman's looks is a factor is with a 100 octane. The other octanes is not. 92 octanes are professional corporate women, and they can look any type of way. Anybody who's dealt with those type of women if you get some who actually look good, okay, great, but that's not the big thing with them in any class. Women can look a range, have a range of looks and physical beauty, from that to just being busted in any social class with the exception of 100 class, the 100 octane. And just to be clear, those are the baller chicks, so they have to be beautiful. But a professional woman doesn't have to be. But a lot of guys, they not looking at the class thing even when you point that out. Or when people are talking about, what a man or what a woman wants or anything, or even what a man wants, they're not talking about the class. Like you got a lot of women looking for that high value man and everything. That guy making all that money, which, above 6 figures and stuff. Depending on his class, he's limited in who he's going to deal with. If he's a 6-figure professional, he's not going to want some, just some woman working a minimum wage job in a poor neighborhood. He's not. They're not the same class. And that's the important thing to understand. See, we have to have that discussion. I've said this several times, but one of the things I said, I'm going to really focus on it. Because it's different. You don't know. Like in a video I did yesterday, I was talking about how different things turn on a woman. One of the things they want is to engage someone that they can relate to. That means someone in their subculture and everything. Like I've used the example several times of a young lady. I'm like a daddy figure to her and everything. I call her baby girl sometime and stuff. Only type of guys she like to mess with are guys who will be up in the church like 5 days a week like she is. That's more of a subculture thing. It ain't about, he could be some dude who's 6'5", muscular, handsome. But if he doesn't worship his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, he gets none from him. I used to watch her reject guys that other women would go crazy for. Cause she the type, she comes straight up. She'd be like, what church you go to? And if they say, well, I ain't into that, don't matter what he looks like. In fact, the guys she like, they go against what's even known. She's a young, black young lady, goes against what some content creators would call Pookie and Ray Ray. She ain't messing with them. She will duck them. And she's actually in a neighborhood where there's plenty. But she will duck, she can't stand them. She keeps her distance from them. Understand that. The guy gotta look very clean cut. If he got one tattoo, she's like, no, just one. It could be of his, his dead grandmama or something. She's like, no. But that affects her. And you got spiritual subcultures like that. Like, if someone's Muslim or something, they looking at a man totally different. A Muslim man is looking at a woman totally different. You got to think about it. Then when you look at the classes, how often do you see someone from upper middle class or even upper class dealing with someone from the lower classes? How often? And even in situations, some guys, well, I saw that professional woman, she was dealing with that Pookie or Ray Ray. How you know she was professional? Because first of all, let me address that, especially for people into that Pookie or Ray Ray thing. A lot of times, if you see that guy, he looking all rough and stuff, and the woman's dressed up a bit, she could be an administrative assistant and stuff, and she's dressing up for the job. Now, if you see them casual, you can't really tell the difference and stuff. And then for the few professionals who go there, ask them where they came from. Ask them where they came from. And even there's a whole lot of them, they ain't gonna dip down like that. The best they'll look for somebody on the same general class level, education level, who might have a rough background. That's their ideal. That's their ideal. And I've dealt with some of those, I dealt with a couple of those type of women. They could deal with me because I can go street. And that's how I saw this. As I said several times, I've lived in the poorer classes, but also dealt with the upper classes and stuff. And all of a sudden you see stuff different. I've talked about this before, how you approach, like if you're a dude, you got to approach that woman who's more lower class. You got to be rough with it. You got to be bold with it. You do got to have a little bit of thug. But then you approach that woman who's more upper class, you got to be very classy about it. And those are different worlds, because see, here's the thing. In each subculture, in each class, they got different values, different norms, different things they're going to talk about. The lower classes, any subculture based on that, it might be more about everyday survival, you know? Might be more about everyday survival. The upper classes where, you know, upper middle class to upper class to rich to wealthy class, they could spend $1,000 a day or something. Like I remember in DC, there was a Versace store near this gym I would work out at that was in this chain I was working for. So I go up there sometime and stuff. A Versace store, they might get 10 customers a day on a great day. But when the customers would come in, they spend like several thousand a pop. That's a different mindset from someone who's going to that discount store in that strip mall in a rough neighborhood trying to get something. It's a very big difference. It's a difference in mindset and mentality. So you understand something about relationships. The root word is relate. You gotta be able to deal with each other. You gotta be able to talk. It ain't just like you think that person looks good. Shoot, indeed, the classes and subcultures can affect what they consider looking good. You know? Like I remember, and part of the thing that even inspired this, you know, I was coming back from this restaurant, walking through this mall with my sons. We had to get some stuff from a couple stores. I saw this woman and stuff, very tatted up and everything and stuff, had some weight on her. She was with this guy. He was no Chad or Tyrone or Chang or Enrique, whatever you want to say. In fact, she was a little bit taller and stuff. And he had a very plain face, little chubby and stuff. She was holding his hand. The vibe with him was like, but that's probably what she liked. The thing with him was he was tatted up too. He was tatted up. In fact, their tats were very similar styles and everything. They look in this different worlds, it's different goals. See, here's the thing. And a lot of people think, oh, well, they just look a certain way. That's all they need. No, you gotta be able to relate. Like if you're just talking about just dating, okay, when y'all date, y'all gotta go someplace y'all both wanna go. Y'all gotta have the same value. You know, it's a difference in going on a date, you know, at some, I don't know, some chain restaurant or something, and versus a Ruth Chris. It's a totally different thing, or a Brazilian beef place. It's a totally different vibe, everything, you know? Shoot, you got some restaurants out there where they don't have prices on the menu. I remember this young woman, me and her were living together and everything. She took me out for my birthday. There were no prices on the thing, and I never forget, young Japanese young lady. She paid, the bill was about $800, and she paid it like it was nothing. And stuff. Well, she came from a little bit of money. She paid it like it was nothing and stuff. And that's 890s money, so we talking now, that probably would have been a $2,000 bill. But it's a different, she had that mindset. She was more upper class and everything. Shoot. So it's like, it's a different thing. So that affects it, how you going to relate. And that actually has an effect on even who you're going to have sex with. Because a big part of sex, especially for women, is who they're comfortable with. Like men might have something within them that they could still have sex with that lower class woman, though I would advise against it. You know, all she had to do is be fine. Women looking at all of that stuff, they got to be comfortable with that guy. Can they let their guards down? You know, can they relate? Can they talk to him? Like if they different classes and subcultures, it could be tough to even have a communication, even though they speak the same language, because they got different goals, different things they think is important, different things they think is even funny to laugh at. So they can be different worlds, literally. Always get that, always understand that. And I'm gonna stay on that. Seriously, people gotta use some common sense out here. If you're not talking about class, if you're not talking about the subcultures, shoot, even the racial backgrounds, you know, that's when you get deep. Because even what I talk about stuff in general, even body, okay, let's use body game. Different classes and cultures gonna look at bodies differently, you know? They're gonna look at them differently. You know, some more upper classes, or they might be more into being super fit and stuff. As you go down, working class, all of that. Oh, if you got some meat on you. Or here's another thing, different countries. Like, you know, in America and stuff, oh yeah, six-pack abs, all of that. Oh, you know, Western countries, but you get some third world countries where, you know, it might be more poverty or something like that. They're not doing as well as, you know, the Western countries, Western culture. Shoot, you got some meat on you, look like, hey, you got some resources, stuff like that. You know, you look like you doing well. Shoot, some of these countries, guys be trying to put on weight. And see, that's the whole thing. Or even with women, you got some countries, they want the women to be nice. They don't want no tiny swimsuit model. These are different things. And keep this in mind. There's nothing universal, nothing. Because if it was, well, we wouldn't have so many people on the planet. So many people wouldn't mate, period. So the thing is, you gotta figure out where you fit and be the best you can in that culture too. Culture, subculture, whatever. Also know who you dealing with. Like I said, like with myself, the best women who respond to me the best are usually well-educated women, couple degrees, in the Black community, AKA types. You know, co-parent is an AKA type, who probably ain't gonna wear all these tattoos or have all these colors in their hair, stuff like that. That's my best thing. Some people call them bougie. I actually deal with them better. Now, from experience, I can deal with the lower classes if, you know, I keep quiet about my background. And there was actually one time, I remember a woman I did meet, found she was attractive, and this is when I really learned this. When she found out about my background and how intelligent I could go, she got kind of intimidated. That's when I first learned that. This was back in the day, and that's why I said, you know what, let me just stick with what I know and stuff. So anyway, keep this in mind, always know this, all right? So anyway, I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.